Hello, welcome to week 6 of our course, EDU 612 or 702. This means that you're just about halfway through the term, which is an exciting point in the semester. So congratulations on that. This week we will be exploring more instructional strategies that target constructivist learning theory. There's quite a bit of reading this week, and so I'd like to just highlight two of them that I would love for you to get to, if possible, two or three of them actually. That you could prioritize throughout your week. You're going to be doing some more reading about the specific instructional strategies that you plan to incorporate in your unit this week, as well as creating your UBD unit plan overview about the acquisition, meaning, and transfer knowledge that your students will gain throughout your unit. So I'd like you to start here in the reading under Module 6. First, I'd like you to check out Marzano's Evidence-Based Instructional Strategies. This website by Marzano, who's one of my favorite instructional researchers, just kind of gives you an avenue to reaching the constructivist learning theory. So some simple strategies that you can incorporate into your lessons, research-based strategies that will help students gather that acquisition, make meaning, and ultimately transfer knowledge out of your unit. So please review this website and then come over to Module H in our Understanding by Design text so that you can start exploring the theory behind creating a unit plan. Basically, UBD, as you know, is very much a backward design approach. You're beginning with your end in mind. So basically, you're going to map out your unit starting with the biggest picture, which is your transfer knowledge, the most important piece of your unit. So you're thinking about, why is this unit important for my students? What knowledge are they going to be able to gain that they will be able to apply in real world unknown scenarios? That's your transfer knowledge. That's kind of the overarching, encompassing piece to your unit. Then you'll pare that down to what meaning will they have to make in order to gain that transfer knowledge, and then even more specifically, what skills will they have to be able to do in order to make meaning, in order to gain that transfer knowledge. So you're kind of starting really broad and then narrowing it down to the actual skills that you'll hope your students will be able to do by the end of your unit. You'll include your assessment plan and kind of wrap it all together in this unit overview assignment. So Module H will walk you through the research behind that approach, and then you'll begin creating your overview unit plan. When you're ready to start your unit plan, you'll find the template for that back here in our module under Course Resource Documents at the beginning of our module shell. And the form is called UBD Template for Social Studies, and it looks like this. So your form, when you're ready, you'll just type right on this form and use the Save As feature to save it with our course format. These are clickable links for you so that you can access the social studies standards. As you know, your unit must address 2 of the content strands in our New Hampshire Curriculum Frameworks for Social Studies, and additionally, it must embed arts standards as well as the ISTE technology standards. In addition, you'll want to make sure that your unit reflects the constructivist approach that we've been learning about and includes Quad D learning activities. So that's kind of what I'm mostly going to be looking for in your unit, is that your activities and the learning opportunities that you provide for your students are learner-led, teacher-facilitated, not teacher-directed like some traditional classrooms are. So this will be the format for the UBD template that you'll be submitting as your assignment this week. Fill in the top with the information about your unit. If you choose to do 2 5-lesson units, you'll need to submit 2 UBD templates as overviews for each of those units. If you're planning 1 10-lesson social studies unit, one of these overview templates will be fine. The biggest piece here is where you will note your transfer knowledge that you're hoping students will be able to gain. So students will be able to use all of their learning to do what in the real world? How will this unit help prepare them for life as social studies citizens? Why is it important, basically? So this is the big transfer knowledge, that big application piece to unknown contexts. Narrowing it down even further is the meaning section. What will students have to understand in order to make this transfer? So this is where your essential questions come in and the big ideas and big understandings that students will need to take away in order to make this transfer. narrowing it down even further is the acquisition phase. What specifically will students need to know and be skilled at doing in order to make this meaning, in order to make that transfer? So transfer is the big umbrella, and then it narrows down to meaning, and then specifically acquisition, where are your specific skills. So this is the big application. These are the understandings and essential questions. And then finally, this is specifics about what students will know and be able to do here. So this is the to-do column. This is what students will know. That encompasses stage 1 of your overview. Stage 2 is your evidence. What performance tasks or assessments will authentically assess students' knowledge? So here's where you want to think about, what will it look like when students have the understandings that they need in order to make meaning and apply it in unknown contexts? So here's where you're going to detail your assessment procedures and how you'll gather your evidence. Please make sure that they're inquiry-based and reflect the constructivist theory. Finally, stage 3 is your actual learning plan. This is where your lesson plans would come in. So although you have not formulated all 10 of your lesson plans, here's where you're going to outline the activities, the flow of activities that will be outlined in your lessons. So basically, you're just going to give a brief summary of the major activities, basically walking me through your unit with a little summary of what students will do throughout your unit in order to show that they have the knowledge and the skills to be able to make meaning and apply it and transfer. This is where you'll want to make sure that you're including Quad D, inquiry-based and project-based activities. When you're ready to start planning the specific constructivist activities that will be part of your unit and encompassed in each of your 10 lessons, you'll want to come back here to our module and do one final reading for me, and that's Bill Daggett's article, Moving from Standards to Instructional Practice. This article addresses basically how good teachers take all of these standards that we have presented to us and actually formulate them down into appropriate instructional practice that helps develop students' transfer knowledge. So basically, we have this overcrowded curriculum, and we know this. So there's suggestions in this article for what to teach, as well as how to translate those broad standards into actual practice. Then finally, when you have an idea of the actual constructivist and Quad D activities that you might incorporate into your unit, I'd like you to make a discussion post for me in our Module 6 discussion post entitled Methods for Teaching Social Studies. And I would like you to describe what Quad D activity lessons you plan to incorporate into your unit to promote high rigor and high relevance levels for your students. You can use the Quad D verb list as a resource for you, as well as the Bloom's taxonomy list for you found in Module 5 and Module 6. And once you have your discussion post completed and you have your UBD template submitted, you will have completed week 6 of our course. As always, let me know if you have any questions throughout the process. Good luck.